It's called a sistrum. What is the sistrum? Well, we're going to see what it is. Here we have them taking your information. Look what he has in his hand. The hat of Chem, which is the beehive. He has what? The phoenix bird, which means resurrection. And he has an erect penis. Who has the erect penis? No, I'm not talking about you in here. Let me get this done because I have to go to part 2. No, not Horace. Get up! Come on! Men! Okay? Men was the fructifier. He kept bees. Now the reason why I'm telling you all this is because the bee is the foundation in the Kemetic culture. It was so sacred that as a qualifier, it went before words. You only put on, if you want to qualify a word, or if you want to make a word or determine a word, what do you call it, determinative, you put it after the word. The bee was so sacred it came before the word. That's how deep it was. Now, okay, here you go in the beehive. Look in the beehive, and what is it that's inside of your brain? Nope.
Tree.
What are you seeing in there? No, you're not. What are you looking at? Yes! This is the gland of Willis in your brain. This is the Ankh cycle inside of you. This is the life force. This is what keeps you here. This is what your ancestors used as the sacred symbol. You didn't know where it came from. It came from inside of your brain. Right there at the top end of your brain is this. Right there inside of your brain, look carefully at it. I'm not jiving. Check it out. Your ancestors knew it. Look again. You're giving yourselves a hand because you ain't got nothing that I ain't got, and I ain't got nothing that you ain't got. Each one of you has the life. I am the resurrection and he that believeth in himself, herself, shall live. And as we go forward, we begin to see that here it is again. What are we looking at? What does this look like? It's the brain, but what are we looking at? Remember, symbols. Symbols give you meanings. You're looking at the bee. Look at the shape of the bee in your brain. And they did something. They sent they did an electrocardiogram, an electrocephalogram on the brain, and they followed the angle of Willis here, and look at what the electrical signals put out.
Okay.
Here's your bee putting his what do you call it, into the nectar, the heart. Huh? Check it. And what happens here? Look.
Man.
Can we get an amen for the bee? Your mind is in tune with the life force on the planet, and when Nath came and founded Kemet, she started by bringing a swarm of bees with her. When Eve left the garden after Adam, Adam just brought trees with him. Eve left the garden and she brought a swarm of bees. Everywhere you go, the bees are the sacred progenitors of life. And why are they dying out? Well, they're not dying out They are hibernating for the next time. Everybody thinks that they're dying out from all of this. I thought so too, but it then dawned on me. Bees hibernate for 3 months in their hives, which is why the ancestors likened them to the sun and said that bees were actually the dewdrops of the sun. Because they did exactly what the sun did in cycles. Inside, you say, well, the hive looks like it's dead, there's nothing happening. They're incubating, hibernating in there for 3 months. They're disappearing because this time is dead! And they are waiting for the resurrection. They are waiting for Nath to come back because we all going to be underwater. Ain't that what they said? Here's the brain. This is an actual brain showing the Isle of Willis. And look at it right there. There it is. And look at it again. There's your BI. So love your bee. To be or not to be. Quickly. These are the thorns of the acacia. And where did the thorns of the acacia come from? Here's where you get your Masonic symbols. The acacia tree in Masonry is supposed to be the tree of life. This was what was laid at the grave of Hiram Abiff. Here's the acacia tree, and here's another form of the acacia tree, but look at the way the thorns go. What does that give you a signal of? Hooked downward. Where have you seen it before? Right there.
That's the Shriners.
This is the Shriners. Here you have Heru. Here is the star Polaris. You see, the star Polaris is where the cycle of the movement of the sun ends. It ends at the pole star. Polaris. This is Polaris. This is Heru, the rebirth of the souls out of a mentor who goes to teach people to raise the dead. Here are the thorns of the acacia representing the tree of life. We are all bees at some point or another, and we have to make the honey of consciousness if we're going to get the fuck out of Dodge. And it's time for you to start hibernating so that you can start recouping your strength, because you're exhausting it out here in the illusion, and they're keeping you occupied with preoccupations so that you don't rest up for your next level of your spiritual journey. And we'll be right back with
Help me get back to your joint.
Oh, man. Best is yet to come. Right. After that's some fun. I have an announcement to make. One of my dearest soldiers in the quest to bring enlightenment came here, and anything that we used to do, I mean, we were there at the beginning when everybody thought we were crazy for dressing up the way we did and looking and doing what we did. And this brother in New Jersey did something to place another peg in the foundation of the rise of Kemet. Our university is called the University of Commission Sciences. And what we know now that there is a Kemetic renaissance. Everyone around the world is looking at Kemet or Egypt for their foundation in spirituality or for the next paradigm. So our saying is that we are reclaiming our Kemetic legacy and defining it for our posterity. So we are going to own the Kemetic legacy, and to do that we must reclaim our language. And in so doing, there are brothers and sisters now in the works organizing a gathering of masters who are going to speak about the importance of resurrecting the language in the mind of our children and in the mind of our peoples. Because the language defines their reality. We've been defining a reality based upon a foreign mindset for the last 1,000 years. So one of the great teachers that is in this paradigm